Hi, I'm Gail Thompson, and I blog at the darbycreekdiaries.blogspot.com. I'm a lifelong crafter, but lately I've been doing mostly paper crafts because, well, I like instant gratification. I've often dreamt of having a sun drenched craft room with a fabulous view and lots of windows, but that's not realistic for most of us. So I thought I would shoot my craft cave to let you know that you can have a perfectly workable craft room and have friends over and have a lot of fun, and it doesn't have to be fancy. I'd like to say I sort of designed my craft room, but it actually kind of designed itself by the order I unpacked all of my stuff when I moved. I just needed a place that was comfortable and dry and reasonably quiet, that had plenty of storage, and the biggest priority was to have lots of space for friends to come over so we could all craft together. So without further ado, here's the craft cave. I think what kept me from crafting a lot in the past was having to get everything out and then put everything away because I didn't have a dedicated space, or at least a comfortable space or a convenient space. So I especially like my room for this. I have lots of different crafts that I like to do, so I've kind of got it categorized, but I wouldn't want to say perfectly. I have a fabric fetish, and there's my felt for those felt ornaments that I just had to have, and now I really don't know what to do with them. There's some washboard down there for felting. In this cabinet, I just keep your basic office supplies. Nothing fancy, video camera. Next, we're going to go over to my ribbon storage. I used to keep it on a stick on a rack, and every time something was empty, we had to change it, and it was ugly. But these are just gutters, and they seem to work pretty well. Any home improvement store will have them, and they're very reasonably priced. And then here's the main cabinet. I store most of my paper in there. And as you can see, some old-fashioned wood stamps. Above are my unmounted stamps and some instruction sheets that I've collected over the years. I know that people have fancier paper organization, but this works for me. I just dig around. And then these wooden stamps I've collected for at least 20 years. And later on, I'll show you how we used to position our stamps. It's real Fred Flintstone. I guess we're going to go in the door here. Take a look. I do love these, and if I had room, I would put them out and just look at them. And there really isn't anything that stamps better than a red rubber stamp. The polymer ones come close, but they just don't get it quite as well. And there's some future storage. I'm always planning for that future storage. Then over top of my, I guess it's a fiber arts cabinet, I just have some stuff I don't use very often. Punches I hate to part with, some Christmas stuff, and a puppy scale, which is pretty random. I'm not sure why it's there. Just for the color, I just have samples. I work at Lowe's, and I pick them up, and I just like looking at them. And here's my fiber dyes and inks and other kind of chemicals. I used to do art quilts, but I haven't really done that in a while. Now I have just miscellaneous writing, drawing tools, watercolors, watercolor crayons, which used to be really popular, but now we kind of other things, and gelatos and the twinkling H2Os, which are just, sparkly watercolors, and some India inks that I wish I knew what to do with, and of course they're the foam that we have to put underneath things to give them some dimension. And then this, I have a lot of old Sizzix dies, and I just can't part with them. And then there are my embossing folders, and of course those are the dies. I really need to organize this a little better. And then down here is just really miscellaneous craft stuff that, you know, comes in handy sometimes. And a really old cutter that used to be the thing. And look, some tile that I need to do something with. Then this is my newish table. I just threw a countertop on top of a clearance cabinet, and now we're into another closet, which just has utensils. You know, you can see what it is. Some brushes I don't use all the time. And then I keep my big kick out, as well as the new trimmer. And down here I keep my stencils, which aren't very organized, but they are sort of at least together, which I get bonus points for that at least. And then I have under the sink my polymer clay and ceramic stuff. Now this is, these are video CD holders. And I wouldn't say it works the best, but they are cheap. And if you know, it's like 2 for $9 on Amazon if you don't have anything else. And then in this cabinet, I've got just chemicals and paper trimmers and the old bookmaker thing, which I don't use anymore. And lots of Xyron stuff. I don't know how. I think it was those half-off coupons from Joann's. Now this is the main shelving behind my desk, and it keeps the all-important glitter and the embossing powders and the sequins. All the sparklies seem to stay right behind me. And just different inks that I don't use quite as often. Now I store my sequins the cheap way. If I open this up and I don't close it and it dumps, I'm in trouble. Then lots and lots of glitzy texture pastes, more ink, some stays on that I bought because I had to have white and now I don't know why. And then the stuff I use the most often, my watercolors, my ink tints. And then the little tiny ink pads I keep right behind me. I love those little 10s. And then I have kind of a selection of envelopes. I ought to get some more. I really enjoy colorful envelopes. And then this is sort of my random different kinds of paper, watercolor, Bristol, you name it, it's in there. Stuff I don't even remember what it is, it's in there. Card making kits, they're in there. And this is, my son did this. This is the almost finished drawer, but the truth is it's just, I haven't framed anything yet. And that other one was my daughter did the chin. They're both good artists. Then there's the adhesive drawer that I don't get into every single day, but I know it's there. It's right behind my desk. I haven't gotten into the spray glue, although of course I have 2 cans of it. I just haven't gotten into it, but I'm going to attempt it. Then I keep a little bulletin board and a calendar and some swatches up there. Now, my heat gun, the best way to have it not hit the floor is for it to be on the floor. So that's why I keep it there. And then there are my markers and things that I use every day. And the embossing powder, there's some unfinished things that at some point I'll finish or pile more unfinished stuff on top of. I mostly use just white embossing powder and gold. And then in my drawer here, just crap. But, you know, the corner rounders. Now there is the Flintstone wooden stamp positioner. And that was fun. You guys aren't missing a thing, you newer crafters. And you can see it's just all the basic stuff that you would have in your drawer. Then I have the kind of, oh, I love these action wobblers. And I keep lots of those ink pad, blending pads. I try to put one for each color. And then I love the white marker and the Memento Tuxedo black marker. And there's a black glaze pen in there I really like. And then there are my different labelers. I really like the old-fashioned one. It's kind of fun. Then I have my Misty drawer. And there are the new corners that I haven't used yet. And I love my Misty. And then there's another trimmer, and then all kinds of stuff from the old days that now I don't need anymore because we have dyes. And then just cloths to wipe off the glitter off my desk and things. And then I keep the press and seal in there. That's good for transferring a lot of little tiny things. And then there's the main adhesive drawer. Glue dots, glue sheets, liquid glue, you name it. If it sticks, it's in that drawer. Washi tape, double-sided tape, painter's tape, diamond glaze. And there are my either finished or nearly finished cards. That way I normally don't put any sentiments inside until I know where they're going. And then I just write a note. I need to get more. I run a little low on them though, but I do love to send cards. And then here's the main stamping bucket. And I have them sort of organized seasonally, and then all sentiments and words and letters. At some point I will organize them a little better. And these are all the 6x8 stamps sets. I have the big ones are off to the right there. I don't have the heart to cut them down and put them in the little folders, but I've got to, get some more folders, I guess. The plastic bags, I love those bags. And I just keep the dies with the stamps if it goes with a specific set. Saves me a trip across the room. And there are the bigger stamp sets. And then over here, my only cat stamps coming up here. I'm allergic to cats, so I'm a dog person. Anyhow, here's an overview of the craft room. And then I forgot to get into this big fiber arts closet. And it's just got a little bit of everything. It's got felt and yarn and tulle and more spray glue and embroidery stuff and just lots and lots of stuff. And more stuff below that I've never used. That's the bucket of unused toys. And then more fabric markers and glitters and the foils. I keep all my deco foil in there. And the sewing machine and other tools. And then a really nice Logan Mat Cutter that I've never used once, but it was 40% off with a coupon. So, well, I had to have it, and I know it'll be useful someday. That concludes our tour. I hope you'll hit thumbs up and subscribe. This was our first video, but I hope to do many more. I'd like to thank my daughter Audra for editing this, and I look forward to seeing you all again soon. Bye-bye.